Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to do broadcast campaign with a smart follow-up reply. So basically, if you do sales, right, and you have prospects, and so this thing here, let me remove that. You have to follow up with them, right? Otherwise, you're going to lose them. But what happens is you have a lot of people in your sales pipeline, right? Like, and how do you do? You're gonna just go one by one. Here, let me show you a real example, okay? So I have a sales pipeline, and I have like leads, right? And I have a lot. I have like, if you look on the top right, I have 359. So I can click on each one of them one by one and reply, be like, hey, did you take a look? What do you want? Like, what are we gonna do next? You're gonna do a lot of stuff, right? And if you have, I don't know how many phases you have in your sales pipeline, right? So let me see pipeline. So let's say you have, here's an example, right? Where are the pictures? Okay, so it depends on how many steps you have, but each one of these steps you have to follow up with them, right? You're gonna say, like, did you check it out? Did you check the proposal? What are the next steps? What's the next meeting? So you're gonna keep track of what you said, when you said it, who you said it to. But the thing is, everyone in those steps gets the same message, pretty much, right? If you already spoke to them, it's not like you're like, hey, how are you again? Right? It makes no sense. Or if you already made a proposal, you're not gonna send the proposal again. Like, why are you sending this again? It makes no sense, right? So for each phase, you're gonna have sort of like a templatized message, so to speak. So how do you do that? Well, as I mentioned, if you have like 5 people in your pipeline, you can do it manually one by one. But what if you have like hundreds, right? Or thousands, right? And then if you just constantly doing sales activities, your pipeline is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And you can't manually reach out to them one by one. So we have a solution for that. So if you go to the SalesFox new one-time broadcast, right? It's pretty simple. Like, what's the name of this campaign? You're going to send SMS or email. Do you want to send the email through the browser or through SMTP? I recommend you stick to the same settings that you have, but we have an opportunity. We have a configuration. You can actually have an option to do so, but if you send email using the Gmail browser, then stick to Gmail browser. If you sent it on Get SalesFox using SMTP, basically stick to whatever that you used, right? And then you have your list, your recipients here, right? You have, wherever at john.com or whatever, right? Like whatever your email is, right? You put them here. So, and you can say when do you want to send it, or you can actually schedule it, right? And you can send it as a new thread, or you can send it as a reply. So the difference is this new thread is like, like if I just did like, if I just said like, this is a reply, right? And I say something. This is a new thread, right? Sorry, this is a new thread. Whereas like if I go over here and I typed in, that is a reply, right? So you can actually do reply or new thread. I recommend you use a reply because I don't know if you guys know about like these algorithms, but the ones that have more numbers, like you see 33, 9, 2, all these numbers next to these names, basically it tells these algorithms basically that they're threaded conversation, meaning they're actual conversations. So if you just constantly keep sending new email, that's what spammers do, right? But if you have a conversation with people, that's more natural, right? So you are less likely to get stuck in spam folder, and it bumps your inbox algorithm. So I really, really recommend you use the reply method, but you can use new if you like. And it has this filter, right? I can send to all, right? I can just send to everyone in your list. Let's say you have like thousands of these people, right? Like thousands of these people, okay? The problem is some of them you might have spoken to yesterday or day before, but you want to speak to people who are older, right? Like who you spoke to prior to X days. So we have this feature called send only to recipients where most recent email is like older than X days. The reason why this is powerful is because let's say there's people in the sales pipeline. Like let me go back to this one, right? There's 359 sales in the sales pipeline. Like I don't want to reply to everyone. I want to reply to people that I haven't spoken to in the past. Sorry, people who I've spoken in the last 2 days. I don't want to send them a reply because they're relatively fresh. I want to send emails to people whose last conversation was older than 2 days. So in other words, like I haven't spoken to in a while, right? So let's say I want to do that for 2 days, meaning that if I didn't speak to them in the past 2 days, then send the reply. Otherwise, don't send the reply. So this is like really powerful because if you have lots of leads, some of them will go cold, right? So this makes sure that when you do this, you're not sending reply to people that are fresh, but only to unfresh people, so to speak, right? And this is the actual text. Now, so far, this is like, no different than like MailChimp or any of these other email guys, right? You have to enter information here. I mean, you got it. But here's the thing. If you have this in your G Suite, like why should I have to copy the thing down? So here's a trick. So what you want to do is, let me make sure the pop-up shows up. 1 second. Okay, it shows up. Okay, so in the Chrome, the browser extension that you have installed for Get Sales Fox, we have this thing called scraper settings and then Gmail. If you don't have it, make sure you have it enabled. And when you do that, what you'll see is this thing called Add Selected to Fox, right? So let's say these are the people. Let's say this is what the inbox looks like, right? But I want to talk to people in the lead part of the stage. So what I do is I click on this, right? So that's collected. These are the people that I want to follow up with, right? Problem is, if you did it manually, you have to click on this. But we have this feature where you select all and then click select add to Fox, and it will automatically take the email addresses from here, and then if you come over here and then you click on now Gmail scraped, it will automatically add the people from this inbox to there. Okay, I don't know if that made sense to you. Let me try again. Okay, so if I click, okay, let me make sure it's not. Okay, let me clear the. Actually, I'll just show you again. So select this, right? Now I want these emails to come over here, right? So what I need to do is just click on Add Select to Fox, right? And it says added 99 entries, you see on the top left. And then you come over here, click on Gmail Scraped, and it basically takes those emails and then sticks them over here. Now, the reason why it's powerful is because imagine you have to do this one at a time and you have like many pages, right? Like let's say you have like thousands of pages. Thousands of leads, right? So it's gonna be really painful. But if you do this, now I can go to the next 100, click on this, select to Fox, right? Click next. This is Fox, right? Next. Add to Fox, right? And let me clear this one. And now if I click on this Gmail Scrape button once again, now you just found 700 somewhat leads automatically here. Now that will save you a ton of time because, well, you don't have to go through you don't have to download CSV, upload CSV, do all this processing, blah blah blah. You just press 2 buttons and now you can just reply to pretty much whoever is in your sales pipeline. Okay, so that is like the super awesome feature that we have. We've tested this for this particular business unit that we run. It is super effective, and we've never lost a lead. And if you don't know what this Chrome browser extension is, put a link to the video. Make sure you have it installed and make sure you know how it works, because this is sort of the core of how Get Sales Fox automation works. So anyway, I hope that's something that wasn't too complicated. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure to leave it in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.